right.
Episode 5.
5. Big 5. How's it going, Mike?
Good. How's it going with you, JJ?
Yeah, never better. So it's been I consider it a crazy week in sports entertainment / sports world.
Yes. Very crazy.
So we're gonna skip the Raw recap because I think there's more important things to discuss and maybe put at the top of the list.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Raw is Raw. So let's just let's go with Punk and his second fight losing again.
Anybody that knows me knows that there's no bigger fan, maybe this guy, of CM Punk. I just love his attitude. Mm-hmm. And I will always respect him for going after his dream. Well, UFC was always his dream to do.
Yeah.
But after watching the highlights of that, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
It's not for him.
No.
My dream was to play quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. That's not going to happen either. So
yeah. I'm all about fulfilling dreams and doing what you want to do. Granted, I didn't make it to WrestleMania, but my dream was to be a wrestler. So indie circuit was good enough for me. I realized it was just too much. So kudos to Punk.
Oh, I have immense respect for him trying it.
Yeah. I don't have the balls to do it.
No, I could never do that.
I don't know how much weight he lost to make weight for that. What class was he in?
I think you said it, and I agree. He lost way too much weight. He was way too skinny.
He looked really sick. It was like Nazi concentration camp sick. Is that PC to say?
Huh?
I don't know if I can say that. I said Nazi concentration. But yeah, he looked really sick. He lasted 3 rounds?
3 rounds.
Decision, unanimous decision.
In fairness, the guy that was fighting him could have ended him in a round. I think he was just playing with Punk.
I really think he was just toying around just to be a dick. But Punk got his ass kicked. Yeah. His face was a mess when he was done. So, give him a couple months to heal up, and we'll see him at StarCast, hopefully.
I wouldn't mind it at all.
You probably won't hear anything from him until then.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be in hiding for a while.
Well, he'll be at StarCast for sure.
Yeah.
But all in, I still think he's going to make a surprise appearance. Not wrestle, but he's going to make a surprise appearance.
On the show? Really? We'll see. That would be cool. There's rumors and stuff flying around that, he's going to be the new leader of Bullet Club. It's just,
if he was ever going to come, if he would come back to wrestling, he's going to come back to New Japan or Ring of Honor. He's never, ever going to come back to WWE.
Unless they induct him into the Hall of Fame in 15, 20 years, which they probably won't.
No.
But they put Bret Hart and Warrior in, and Sammartino. They're putting
just like on Raw, they made such a big deal about Brock Lesnar breaking that streak, and who owned it. They didn't mention who owned it.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why they said it over and over last night.
But did you see the comparisons? Punk's 34 days compared to Lesnar's 434 days? What's the defense? Title defense?
Debuted over.
It was 130.
Defended it over 150.
100 compared to 11, right?
11.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
I like Lesnar. I don't have to see him every week, but when you look at the numbers, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
There's no reason for Lesnar to be the champ for 400 plus days and only defend it.
It's ridiculous.
A percent of that. So Punk, hopefully he stays away from WWE for a while. I would love to see him in New Japan. Ring of Honor, you'd be perfect fit there again to go back there. But speaking of New Japan, we had Dominion 2018 on, what was that, Friday night?
I think was it Friday or Saturday? I think it was Friday.
Okay, I remember what night it was.
I forget what night it was.
But I'm a little torn with it because I love Okada, but I love seeing Kenny Omega finally get the belt. He's been doing this for, I forgot how many years, 15 years. and fighting Okada, it seemed like every other month, and never beating him for the championship, and he finally got the championship. Kenny Omega, he deserves it more than anybody. If he's not the best in the world right now, he's top 3 easy. Big Omega fan, but I love Okada. I don't know what they're going to do with Okada now, unless he's going to get a rematch. We'll see. Young Bucks won. I'm a big fan of Young Bucks.
I love the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
I love the Young Bucks.
They're good. They're a modern day. I always considered them, if the Rockers and the Hardys had babies, Young Bucks, right? At least the Hardys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there a 6-way with Rey Mysterio? He looked pretty good. What else was on Dominion?
Jericho winning?
Yeah, I'm a little torn with that too. I like that he's still wrestling and that he won the Intercontinental Championship. First wrestler to ever have New Japan Intercontinental and WWF Intercontinental. So that's pretty cool. But Jericho just looked horrible. For some reason, he painted his face weird.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. He looked goofy. This looked really goofy. He's out of shape, but he can still go. So I'm a big Jericho fan, so I'm not going to complain too much. I just hope he stays away from the paint. I didn't get it. So
Cody Rhodes was on there. You know how I feel about Cody.
You love Cody. I want to say I think they're planning Cody versus Omega in San Francisco at the Cow Palace.
And that's going to tear the house down.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. We'll have to watch that. We'll have to.
And what are the new Bucks going to do with that? Because
Young Bucks.
God, I always call them the new Bucks. I'm sorry. I always call
who's the old Bucks?
Young Bucks.
Yeah, Young Bucks. I think they've got 2 sets of belts now. I forgot what is what. I forgot what they're called.
Because aren't the Young Bucks with Cody?
Yeah.
But they're with Omega too.
When they were with Omega, the 3 of them, they're the elite. But they're all, it's like a subgroup of the Bullet Club.
Bullet Club.
Yeah,
okay.
so.
Kind of like what the Wolfpack was with the NWO.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. So it's weird and confusing, and you got the elite, you got the Bullet Club, and you got members of the Bullet Club wrestling each other sometimes and stuff. It's weird. You got to try to pay attention to keep up, but it's cool. You get a good match. Who cares who it is, right?
Yeah. And
you're always going to get a good match with those guys or anybody in New Japan, anybody of Ring of Honor.
If New Japan got a TV deal, not with Access where nobody knows where it is, but if they got a TV deal with Spike, oh my God, I think wrestling fans like you and me would switch over. I really do.
But then, I'm afraid they're going to water down the product, and you're going to get garbage like WWE every week.
That's the risk you take.
I know, but I would rather not take that risk.
I know what you're saying.
I'm happy the way it is. I'm happy that if I have to watch a pay-per-view or something a couple days later, or scramble through the channels to find Access, or just find something on YouTube, it's worth it, because you're gonna.
I watch it on YouTube.
Yeah,
I can always watch a match on YouTube.
I'd rather not see them get a TV deal, like an American TV deal. It scares me.
Yeah,
it scares me, because we used to love wrestling. At least we have Japan and Ring of Honor, and don't screw those up. So it would be cool if it was easier to get to and easier for everyone to watch. They deserve.
Because the highlights that I saw Friday night, that was the best show of wrestling I've seen probably 10 years.
And you're going to start watching more New Japan, right?
I am absolutely going to start watching it, because that was my style of wrestling.
Yeah.
Not ha-ha, laugh, giggle on Raw.
Not starting Raw with 6 people. How many was it? 6 or 8?
Yeah.
8.
Arguing like a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah. Raw was horrible. Let's just jump right into the Raw recap, because it was dumb. Everyone's fighting and yelling while they're standing on a ladder. Natty should not be on the mic.
No.
Braun Strowman right now, if a Raw member has to win, he's the only one I see that can win Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Who else is it going to be? Maybe Kevin Owens, but I'm really hoping, I don't know how they can do it, but I wish Drew McIntyre was in Money in the Bank. Can you imagine him winning it and then taking out Lesnar? Oh my God, that'd be money.
Why is he with Dolph? It doesn't make any sense.
I can't stand Dolph. He's such a dork.
It does not make any sense.
He's bronzing his entire body to look tan except for his neck and face.
Oh.
He just looks so
It just doesn't go
goofy.
together. Then they're acting like they're going to go after the tag team titles. Drew McIntyre should not be in the tag team.
No, he doesn't need to be.
No, he does
He's
not.
a monster. He's huge. He's ripped.
God, I don't get that.
I don't get it. I just don't like Dolph.
But
I just
one thing I will have to say is the 4-way women match to kick off Raw.
Yeah.
That was a very, very good match. I've always been I like Sasha.
Yep.
I've always been a big fan of Ember Moon. I like her. Alexa, Alexa and Natty are all right, but all 4 of them together last night, they put on a really, really good match.
Yeah, I like Sasha Banks. I wish she was heel. Maybe she'll have to turn heel at Money in the Bank to win Money in the Bank. Do something dirty, which would be cool. Otherwise, who else is in it from SmackDown?
Charlotte Flair.
Okay. See, so Charlotte's my favorite. And just a little side note, I haven't been putting this on here. I can't think of her name. Tessa Blanchard. You know her?
Mm-hmm. Kelly's girl.
Yep. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Look at that. You see that? You see it? Those are real goosebumps. Tessa Blanchard versus Charlotte Flair. WrestleMania 35. It has to happen. I'm going to write that down right here because I see her on Twitter and I'll see her on highlights. Those two would be the perfect match. We got to get the belt off Carmella because that's horrible.
Oh my God. I've mentioned this numerous times. You can't have the last 2 years of we're women and we're going to take it serious. We're as good as the men.
And then put the belt on.
Put the belt on a person that cannot wrestle.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make
any sense.
Keep it on Charlotte. Put it on Becky Lynch.
Put it on women that can wrestle.
Yes. Someone. Yes. Thank you. I don't know why. What's the reasoning to put it on Carmella?
I could see it 5-6 years ago when women wrestling wasn't as serious, but they're trying to promote women equality, and then you put it on somebody that can't wrestle anything.
I don't like it. That's why.
And she's gonna face Asuka. I don't know how they're gonna book that match because
Asuka should blow her out of the
my
water.
word.
That should be a squash match. Right?
But they're not going to do that.
Nope. Somehow it's going to last 15 minutes.
I don't know how.
I don't know. Just running around. Asuka's going to have to be chasing Carmella around just to make it last that long because Carmella's horrible. What else happened on Raw? Anything worth mentioning?
I did see that our buddy Sami Zayn got in a kick at Bobby Lashley. They were doing some obstacle course.
Yeah.
Did you see any of the highlights of that?
Yeah.
Everybody knows our feelings on Sami Zayn.
I'm not even going to say his name anymore. So I'm done with that clown.
The only way to save Lashley right now is to have him completely squash Sami Zayn.
Just destroy him. Literally,
don't have Sami Zayn get any offense in. Just
zero. One punch.
Treat him like Brock treated Cena at SummerSlam a few years ago. Just destroy him. That's how you can save Bobby Lashley.
They have to save him. Otherwise, she's just going to flounder in the mid-card. And then just...
Why did they pick Sami Zayn for his first
if anybody, it could have been Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I would...
Someone... I don't get it. I just... I'm a big Bobby Lashley fan, and they're ruining him. So hopefully they redeem themselves at Money in the Bank. Put Sami Zayn on the shelf for a month. You won't see him for a month.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley's going to break him in half. He has to. That's all I'm going to say about Sammy. He's horrible. Put a mask on him. El Generico, come back, please.
I agree.
So, I'm done with Raw.
I'm done
You
with
got
Raw.
anything else?
I got nothing else.
Blah. Garbage. So, last week we did our first top 10s, faces and heels. This week we decided to do tag teams.
Tag teams. And it was even harder for me this week.
This was a really hard one. This one literally took me all week. It took me probably 3 days just to get 10 tag teams. I'm like, yeah, I could probably put them on a top 10.
And see, I had 30 on my list. I got to narrow it down to 10.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not
Because
as.
tag teams was always my favorite thing. I loved tag teams back in the day.
That's probably it. I was never a big tag team fan. Like that's not like I took a bathroom break whenever there's a tag team match. It's just I never really had a favorite tag team. I've got 10 here, and I put them in order. Of course, favorite to least favorite, but they're all there on my top 10 because I like them. There's that's how you make a top 10, right?
Yeah.
So, you want to start that right away? You want to go with number 10?
Want to go with number 10 right here?
Go for it. Because mine's going to take some time to explain.
My number 10. Most of my top 10 are 80s and 90s.
Yeah, mine too.
But my number 10 is the best tag team I've seen in the last 20 years. My number 10 is the Young Bucks.
I'm glad they made your list. They made my list.
Did they?
Yes, they sure did.
Every week, and I shouldn't say every week, but every time I watch those two guys, they entertain me more than the previous time.
They're athletic. They're all over the place. They can do some of their moves are just it's like what I've never seen that before.
Oh,
And-
that finishing move that they did the other night when the guy did the rolling thing, and oh my, I can't even explain how.
You can explain it.
Oh
It's
my!
like
It was. I watched it. I'm like, oh my lord!
yeah.
I've never seen a move like that.
So I'm gonna tell you my number 10. I know you heard of them because I think I mentioned them last week. I had to put them on my list, and I'm just gonna start them at number 10 because they weren't the greatest, but for me they were my very first favorite tag team. They were the Top Guns in AWA. There was different
Tom
members.
Zink? Tom Zink?
Nope, there were different members. I don't remember a Tom Zink, but there was a Derek Dukes and a Ricky Rice. When
Okay.
they were my
I remember Derek Dukes.
when I was just getting into wrestling. I'm like, ooh. I think they came out to Def Leppard's Pour
Okay.
Some Sugar on Me.
I remember Derek Dukes.
Yep. And it was just a really cool team. And I can't remember their finisher, but I just wanted to put them on my list because they were my first favorite. So you want to give me number 9?
My number 9 is they only lasted probably 2-3 years in WCW, but collectively they're two of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah.
And my number 9 is a tag team called the Hollywood Blondes.
No kidding.
Do you remember the Hollywood Blondes?
Yeah, Pillman and
Pillman and
Austin. Yeah. I'm surprised you put. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. They were together 3 years?
They were. It might have been shorter than that, but it was not more than 2-3 years.
They were with Paul, right?
I think at first, but then they got on their own. They were on their own for a little bit too. They had a manager. I don't know if it was with Paul.
I thought it was Paulie Dangerously.
I don't remember. But
That's a.
collectively, they were two of my favorites, and I loved them as a tag team.
Yeah.
I wish they would have stayed together longer.
Yeah, both of them were awesome wrestlers, and they had to leave WCW to actually make a name
Yeah.
because there were so many other tag teams in that division, and they just got lost in the mix, I think. But they were tag team champions
Yeah.
once, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember walking around with belts, and they always did this thing too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were just cocky, and I liked it.
I love cocky. cocky heel wrestlers, tag teams, anybody. So speaking of cocky and heel, my number 9 is Bad Company.
I knew you
Paul
were gonna say
Diamond,
that.
Paul Diamond and Pat Tanaka. I love them. That was my second favorite in AWA. So they had Diamond Dallas Page as a manager. You know, 50 pounds heavier at the time. He was pretty big when he first started in wrestling, compared to what he is now doing his yoga stuff. But yeah, Pat Tanaka, very underrated wrestler. Even when he was with the Orient Express and WWF, I always liked him. So, yeah, AWA.
I love the AWA.
Yes, I miss that. Vern Gagne, I love you. Number 8?
My number 8?
Yeah.
Well, you were just talking about cocky and arrogant heels.
Yeah.
There is no more cocky, arrogant heels and no more cooler heels than the Outsiders.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say New Age Outlaws.
I was never a big Outlaws fan.
No?
I was never a big Outlaws fan because I don't think they were that good of a wrestlers.
They weren't a great. They were entertaining.
I think Hall and Nash could back it up more than
Oh, yeah.
Billy and
Back
Road
it up.
Dogg did.
Yeah. Hall and Nash.
And they were like the corner pieces to the best storyline ever in wrestling.
They were the beginning of the most amazing, how many years was it? 5-6 years
Oh,
of wrestling?
best storyline ever.
Yeah. I almost fell for it when Hall showed up. I'm like, oh, Vince sent him.
Memorial Day.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Memorial Day 1996.
96. Yep, that was the coolest. And then
They were like the first bad guys that people cheered.
Yep. Yeah, that was before Austin got big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was odd to have heels cheered,
Yeah.
but then when you had the fans or the marks, you know, gobble that up thinking, "Oh my god, Vince sent them here to destroy WCW." You know, that was perfect. So, was that Bischoff or was that Hogan that came up with that?
I think it was Bischoff.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was just perfect. It was beautiful. So that was, I'm glad they made your list because they didn't make mine. I actually forgot about that. Awesome. So my number 8, I think I put this tag team in here because one of the members yelled at me. Like literally yelled at
Really?
me. Yeah. So I've got Strike Force at number 8. Tito Santana and Rick Martel. I loved Rick Martel. One of the best heels. Arrogant. He should have been on one of our heel lists last week. But Tito Santana. I snuck around at the Quant Fieldhouse before a show and I took a wrong turn. He yelled at me, "Hey, you're not supposed to be back here." So I took his picture quick and ran.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
I got a picture of him. I've got a picture of him like this yelling at me. Yeah. So that's me. I'm that guy.
That's cool. I like that story.
Yeah. Strike Force, number 8. What do you got for 7, Mike?
My number 7, I don't really have a backstory to this. I just liked them as a tag team. It's the Hart Foundation.
My heart just dropped a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. They're on my list, but they're a little higher.
I figured they would, and I like them. I have a few teams above them that I like better.
All right. I'm not going to yell at you.
I like Bret Hart.
We're friends.
Anvil was marginal, but
Yeah. But, you know, everybody needs an Arn Anderson.
yeah.
And he was the Arn Anderson of that tag team. So my number 7, Young Bucks. Punch it. Bam. They're just, I don't want to say better than all the other tag teams out there right now, but there's no one better. You can't compare the Young Bucks to anybody that's out there on TV right now, or even in the indies that I know of. I don't watch a lot of indie stuff, but I try to, you know, snoop around a little. Young Bucks, the last I want to say 5 to 7 years that I've been watching them, they only get better.
I know.
And it's like they're not slowing down. They're not cutting back on any of their high risk moves. They're still flamboyant. Their charisma's off the charts.
And please, I can't say this enough. Please don't go to the WWF.
No, I don't
Please.
think they ever will.
They ruin good things.
They really
Anderson
do.
Gallows.
Yeah, look at that. Nerd. Oh my God. All right, you got number 6.
Number 6
Yep.
is the AWA's version of the Midnight Rockers.
Oh.
Not the WWF's version, the AWA's Midnight
Okay.
Rockers. I think they kind of had to tone it down a little bit when they went to the WWF. But when they're AWA, they had a feud. See if you remember this. They got in a feud with Buddy Rose and Doug Summers.
Buddy Rose, yeah.
One of the bloodiest feuds, as far as tag team feuds, I've ever seen. They went to WWF and they kind of had to tone it down. And I'm more of a hardcore kind of guy, so I think AWA's version of the Midnight Rockers is my number 6.
Playboy Buddy Rose.
Remember that?
God, that guy was round.
Yes, he was.
Pale and round. And how old was he?
Early in his career, he wasn't that round.
Yeah.
Then, like, later, it's like, what the hell happened, buddy?
Related to Adrian Adonis, you
He
think?
should have been.
Maybe they were brothers or cousins or something, taking the same supplements.
When I'm talking, like, in the AWA, he was big, but he wasn't, Then, later on, he would do, like, skits in the WWF. I'm like, is that Buddy Rose?
Yeah, I remember watching Buddy Rose in AWA. Then he comes to WWF, and he
got bigger and bigger.
He got
and bigger.
bigger, but the videos they had of him just made him look like a disgusting person. Wasn't he just like sloth, just like donuts and food all around him, and like
he must have needed money but
it makes me sad that someone that talent, even not just him, but all these other wrestlers that they've got all this talent and they either get suckered into a contract with zero creative control or whatever, but they just destroy characters.
They do.
They destroy careers.
But you know what I'm saying about the Midnight Rockers? They kind of had to tone it down when they went to WWF.
They did, yeah. It wasn't as crazy as they were, but
and well, I talked to you about this last week, not on the show, but I've always said this: Marty Jannetty is not as bad as people say he was.
He was actually.
He's not. Is he Shawn Michaels? No.
AWA, Marty Jannetty was my favorite.
Yeah. Is he Shawn Michaels? No. But he was a damn good wrestler, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe Shawn Michaels just kissed more ass in WWF when they got up there, but there was nothing wrong with Marty.
No.
I don't know why they always split up good tag teams, so that was bound to happen.
And I like Shawn. I love Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels, one of my favorites. He didn't make my top 10 list last week. I don't know how. Missed him and Jericho last week. I don't know if I could go back and should we? I just want to redo my list because I was so mad that we missed a lot of people. We're gonna have to do like a top 50. Oh, that would. How long would that take us?
Yeah, we don't need to do a.
We might not.
2 hour.
We might not be friends anymore after that one. Oh. All right, so you had the Rockers at 6. I've got Demolition at 6. I'm a sucker for face paint. Big fan of Road Warriors. Big fan of Ultimate Warrior. Big fan of Demolition. Powers of Pain, not so much.
Powers of Pain was. Everybody talks about Demolition as a ripoff of the Road Warriors. Powers of Pain was a ripoff of the Road Warriors. If you watched a Demolition match, they did some technical moves. They were, as far as their style, they weren't that much alike to the Road Warriors.
No.
The only thing alike was their face paint.
Face paint and hard,
Road Warriors
heavy metal music.
Yeah, Road Warriors were more brawlers.
Yep.
Demolition, they were more wrestlers.
There were more wrestlers, yeah. I love Demolition's theme song.
Oh.
If I could, that was like, I would...
Pain and Destruction.
Yep, awesome, good stuff. All right, that's my number 6. You got 5?
My number 5 is the Midnight Express.
Ooh.
Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton version, not the Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton.
Yeah, Bobby.
Stan Lane, I like Stan Lane better than than Dennis.
Yeah. I always liked Bobby Eaton.
Oh, he had the best right hand.
Yeah. He could. Yeah. He was good at selling. He was good at delivering.
Never put him on a mic.
No, he's not. He's not the greatest thing to look at either.
That's why they had Cornette.
Yeah. Oh, Cornette. I can't wait till we do top 10 managers. Should we do managers or
do
women
managers.
next week?
Huh?
We got to do managers
Let's
next
do
week.
managers next week.
All right. I'm writing that down so I don't forget. So my number 5 is Rockers. The Rockers, we already discussed them a little bit. Marty Jannetty.
Very underrated.
Yeah, but he's dealing with some demons nowadays, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprised he's still alive. So let's check out your number 4.
Number 4 is the Steiner brothers.
Whoa! Bing! There's on the nuts this week. I'm gonna have
Great
to create.
minds think alike.
I'm gonna have to create a logo for when we get on the nuts.
Yeah.
Bing! On the nuts.
You do it.
Yeah, Steiner brothers.
When
Who was your favorite? Probably
Rick.
Yep. Yeah, I would have guessed that. What was it? The dog-faced gremlin?
gremlin.
Yeah. I liked Scott.
And Scott was awesome too. That was when Scott was a good wrestler.
Yes.
He got way, way, way too big after he split up. The
Yeah.
big Papa Pump gimmick.
Yeah.
He was a horrible wrestler.
Jacked
When
up, couldn't bend or move or anything.
Oh,
couldn't do anything.
he was just a horrible wrestler when
Yep.
he got too big.
Yeah.
I can't even describe how his in-ring talent just went. It was horrible.
Yeah, Steiner brothers. They were. I liked them. Their finisher, this Frankensteiner, beautiful. That's one of the things I liked was when tag teams had their finishers and both of them did something like that. So yeah, Steiner brothers 4. Let's go with your number 3.
My number 3 is the best heel tag team of all time, in my opinion. Arn and Tully.
Ooh, Brainbusters.
The Brainbusters.
Pre-WWF?
Pre-WWF.
Okay. Yep. Good. Yeah. Yeah.
They were the best tag team for how long in an old NWA?
Yep.
And remember their finishing move? They would never ever allow 2 people to do this finishing move ever.
I can't remember it.
It was a spiked pile driver.
Yeah.
They would
Yeah.
never
No.
ever allow that in professional wrestling
No,
today.
you can't do that anymore.
No.
No.
Just the timing of it
Has to be perfect.
Just 150%.
Arn has to squeeze his thighs together,
Yeah,
make sure that
exactly.
head doesn't sneak through and give you a stinger or paralyze you. Otherwise, you're done. My number 3, guess.
Heart Foundation.
Thought you knew me better than that. You know where Heart Foundation is on my list.
Yeah,
You know where they
I
are.
know.
You know where they are.
I know.
My number 3 is the Hardy Boys.
They were on my 30 team list.
Yep. I remember first seeing them. They were what was that show? Shotgun Saturday Night. Is that the little 30-minute show or something they used to have on? They looked a little goofy at first, but I knew something was there. They're just flying all over the place. They were just like so fluid with their movements, and I knew they were going to be big. But they seemed like really bottom of the ladder tag team division at the time. I think they were losing to other teams. They were, I guess, maybe jobbers. But look at them now.
Yeah.
Look at Matt Hardy now. Ugh, I'm not a fan of Matt Hardy right now. All right, how about your number 2?
My number 2
Yeah.
is Demolition.
Cool. There's another one. Where is it? That's 4 so far, Mikey.
I loved Demolition. I love their theme music.
Boom, 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 boom.
Their finishing move, I thought was pretty cool. You remember their finishing move?
Wasn't it an?
It was like a backbreaker, and I think it was Axe that would come off the rope and
Yeah. Yep.
I love that finishing move, and they
Yeah,
were
he
one
put
of
him
the
over
few,
his knee, and then the other guy came off the
Yeah.
rope and clunk. Yep.
and they were one of the few tag teams that was a believable heel and a believable face tag team.
Demolition was face.
Yeah,
When?
when Fuji turned on him,
Oh,
at the
yeah.
Survivor Series.
Yep, Fuji
They
turned.
went to With the Powers of Pain.
Yep, now I remember. Yeah, then they added Crush not too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they should have never added Crush.
We didn't
That's
need
another
Crush.
discussion.
We didn't need Crush. Yeah, it's too bad. Where we at? Was that your number 2?
That was my number 2.
My number 2? Road Warriors. Oh, what a rush. Good stuff. Spikes, face paint, loud music, big fists. They were awesome. I loved them. NWA, WCW, not so much Legion of Doom. They were okay, Legion of Doom. Yeah, just the clothesline off the top rope, another amazing finisher. Animal is going to be in Rapids this summer. Hopefully we can meet him and say thank you.
That'd be awesome.
I haven't reached out yet. I'll do that soon. I'm a little worried I might get a no. You know?
Well, if you get a no, you get a no. You
I
know?
get a no. Otherwise we can still go there and shake his hand and tell him thanks.
Yeah.
When is that? August 16th? It's coming up.
Sometime in August, I thought it was.
At a baseball game. So we'll have to check it out. It's right down the road from your house. So.
Yeah.
So that's my number 2. And let's go with your number 1 because we can fade right into it.
Everybody knows from my conversation we had last week at the top 10, my number 1 tag team is the Road Warriors.
Nice. I knew that. That's why I put him at number 2. Well, I had to put him at number 2.
Because they were by far my favorite tag team when I was a kid. NWA days. Wasn't a huge fan of them in the WWF. They should have been still called the Road Warriors in the WWF. Why they were called the Legion of Doom, I will never know. But
Paperwork.
NWA, I heard years ago that the reason why they changed their name, Vince changed their name to Legion of Doom, is because they didn't want wrestling fans to get confused with the Ultimate Warrior and the Road Warriors.
Oh, so Warrior can keep his name.
Okay, Vince.
They're not on the same level.
We're not that stupid, okay? But
Don't confuse them.
yeah,
Paint and Warrior.
and the NWA Road Warriors,
Yeah.
they were awesome. They were just no wrist locks and headlocks.
No.
They kicked and punched and eye gouged and
Yes, they were hardcore before hardcore was cool.
And that they had by far the best finisher for a tag team I've ever seen.
I can't think of the name of it. What was it? Doomsday Device. Thank you. Oh my God. I was going to punch myself for not knowing that. Doomsday Device. Isn't that the coolest name for a finisher? Doomsday Device. What else is another name for some cool finishers? Did Demolition have a name for their
Not
finisher?
really.
You know what the Heart Foundation's finisher was called?
I forget.
I think it was a Heart Attack. I was going to try to
might
be
have been
cocky
Heart
and say my number 1 is the Heart Foundation. I think it was the Heart Attack. I love Bret Hart. Awesome. Did you have them on your list? Yeah. Okay.
A little lower than yours, but
Yeah. Okay. Look, just watch already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 again.
four,
We
five,
matched
six.
6. Amazing. Heart Foundation.
I have to admit, I'm a little surprised they didn't have the Midnight Express.
I liked them. I didn't. I don't know. I probably should have put them at 10, but I felt like I needed to put Top Guns on there, just because they were my first favorite. Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express.
I was thinking about the Rock and Roll Express. I was never that big of a fan of the Rock and Roll Express, and if you look at their styles,
Yeah.
the Rockers and the Rock and Roll Express were pretty much the same exact tag team, and I think the Rockers
Cookie
were better
cutter.
at that style than Rock and Roll Express.
They were all cheap ripoffs.
One of my favorite tag teams that I almost put on here. They were famous in the NWA, and I loved them. You know my affection for hardcore wrestling. I love that style, Cactus Jack and Terry Funk.
Yep.
There were a tag team called the Sheepherders.
Oh, you mean Bushwhackers? Yeah. They were.
I said the Sheepherders, not the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, they really killed them when WWF they just destroy everything they get their hands on. It's
They
like
do.
they're like a spoiled little brat who gets a new toy.
Watch YouTube.
I want the new toy.
Type in NWA Sheep Herders.
Sheep herders.
I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, they were hardcore. They were crazy, and then they just came to WWF
And they started
just,
licking each other,
licking each other,
everybody.
and flopping their arms around. It's like, what? Yeah, I just don't get it. I'm surprised. Yeah. Did you have sheep herders on your overall list?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, and I almost put them, but I knew I had to put. There was between them and the Hollywood Blondes, and I love the Hollywood Blondes.
Okay, so Road Warriors and Heart Foundation are number ones. Can you think of anybody that we forgot, like an honorable mention?
Well, I
know you've got 16 pages of take teams. Who else would you wish you could have put on there?
I'm surprised you didn't put the Dream Team.
Yeah, I didn't, because I've got another backstory with Greg Valentine. You know, granted, I think I told you my first experience with wrestling was seeing Brutus Beefcake and Greg Valentine, but I got to meet Greg Valentine.
Kind of a jerk or what?
He's a jerk. He's going
Really?
to charge me $5 to write my phone number down. He was training when I first started wrestling. I was going to go train with him, but he was a douchebag. He was charging me you know how these old guys, they go and sell autographs for $5.
Yeah.
The notepad he had for autographs, he was going to just he wouldn't rip a piece out for me to write my phone number down. He was going to charge me $5 to write it down. I'm like, you're a
Wow.
douche. So it was crazy expensive too. What it is, it was like $2,500 for 3 months, and that
Yeah.
was with he was at a show with one of the Gagnes. It wasn't Greg or Vern.
I know who you're talking about.
It was like Eric Gagne
Yeah.
or somebody who was
Yeah.
real shady, and I didn't trust them. And they found out that I wrestled and I wanted to get training. Who wouldn't want to put on their resume trained by Greg Valentine, right? Future Hall of Famer at the time. But it didn't seem right. So yeah, nothing came of it. But yeah, I didn't want to put him on my top 10 list because of that reason. $5 for a piece of paper, dick.
No, one of my honorable mentions, and I was thinking about him hardcore, was
Dudley Boys?
I had the Dudley Boys on this list, but my favorite take team from the 90s
Yeah.
was the Acolytes, the APA.
Yeah, they were good. They were, destructive. What do you think of the Briscoe brothers?
I don't really know them that well,
They're good.
in fairness.
Did you have Harlem Heat on your list?
No, I didn't. I forgot about Harlem Heat.
What?
Yeah, I did.
They were pretty good.
That was
I like them.
that was oopsie on my part, but
What else do you got on your list?
I had another take team that I loved. They were the take team champions for a little bit. They were better in single competition, but Benoit and Jericho were a take team.
Yeah.
Another take team I loved, and I loved both of these guys as single wrestlers, were in the NWA, Terry Gordy and Dr. Dusty Williams.
I didn't know they were a tag team.
Yeah, they were big in Japan. Then
Okay.
they came and went to NWA.
I know you like Terry Gordy, Dr. Dusty Williams.
And I was thinking about
was-
the Freebirds, but I consider them more of a faction than a tag team.
We'll do top 10 factions one of these days.
Yeah. Another tag team I was thinking about was Doom.
Oh, wow. Don't tell me. Ron Simmons and,
See if he gets it, folks.
I can't think. Ron Simmons and who?
Butch Reed.
Butch Reed, yes. I knew that.
I had the Bulldogs on my other list.
Oh, I forgot the British Bulldogs. I like them. Yeah. We could sit here forever talking
know.
about tag teams. These top 10 lists are.
They're harder than you think.
I get more gray hair each week since we've been doing these episodes, and now these top 10 lists only add to it. So yeah, that's our top 10 tag teams.
Hope you like it.
Hope you like it.
Next week, top 10 managers.
Top 10 managers next week. Is that all we have?
I think that's all we have.
That went pretty good. That went pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I think we're getting good at this.
I think we're getting damn good at it, JJ.
And we might be having t-shirts coming in the works. So if we're not wearing them on the show, we might also be selling them, or maybe do a weekly giveaway. Nice little something for the fans out there, all 16 subscribers. So all right, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week.
Have a good week.
Bye.